Hey everyone, welcome to the Guitar Tricks channel. I'm Mike, an instructor here at guitartricks.com, and today we've got a great lesson about using the same pentatonic scale for both a major and a minor sound. But first, let's check out our tip of the week. So finger speed and dexterity are two areas that beginning guitarists can struggle with. So here's a quick and easy exercise that'll help get those finger muscles stronger and more agile. All right, so for this exercise, what we're gonna do is use what's known as a trill. And what a trill is alternating between two notes using hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, so I'm gonna pick once. I've got my index finger on the 5th fret of the B string, picking and then hammering on to the 6th fret and pulling off back to the 5th and doing that repeatedly. Okay? So what we can do to work the finger muscles is play that and then alternate between the 5th and 7th position, 2 frets apart. Now I'm using the index and the ring finger. Okay? Then the 8th fret and the 5th fret using the pinky. Okay? Now we can put this in time, start to count with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go to the next bar. Now we move up a fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then the next bar, move up a fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back down, just cycling along. Okay, so working this into your practice routine from anywhere from a couple minutes all the way up to 5 or 10 minutes, moving around the neck, you're gonna see a cumulative effect with your fingers a little bit easier, a little bit faster, doing these hammer-ons and pull-offs, getting some strength in the fingers, and getting lots of dexterity and agility. All right, on to this week's lesson. I want to talk about using the pentatonic scale in two different situations, under a major chord and under a minor chord. Now, there is an instance where you can use the exact same scale under a major and a minor chord. It uses the exact same notes. And what this is known as is the relative major or the relative minor, okay? So, for example, let's take an A minor chord. All right, I'm up at the 5th position, okay? We all know the A minor pentatonic box, 5th position. But maybe what some of you don't know is that the relative major chord to A minor is a C major, and it uses the exact same scale, okay? So, a C bar chord could still use the same notes. So for example, if I had a chord progression that was playing A minor for a bar, going to C major for a bar, I could say stay in the same position and play the same notes over top. Okay? Okay, so here's some simple licks that outline each of those chords. And what I'm doing is I'm hanging around the root note a little bit. Okay, so for the example of A minor, I'm hanging around this A note, 7th fret of the D string, okay? Just to anchor it back to that chord. Okay? Now when I move to the C chord underneath, okay, now I'm adding in a simple bending lick, but I'm anchoring it to the C note, 5th fret of the G string, okay, and it ties it to that chord underneath. Okay, so by now you can see that if I have the root note of a minor chord on the D string, 2 frets below it on the next string up is the relative major. Okay? You can also find it in the pentatonic box. Okay, on the low string, A is at the 5th fret of the low string. Well, the relative major is 3 frets up at the 8th fret. There's the root note for the relative major. So knowing something as simple as this can really open up a lot of possibilities when you look at certain chord progressions that have that relative major and relative minor in them. Let's check out playing some simple licks over a chord progression like this that alternates between A minor and C major. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's channel episode. I hope you were inspired and got something out of it to learn something new and add something to your practice routine. Be sure to head over to guitartricks.com/channel for more great free lessons. I'm Mike with GT. We'll see you next time.